time for another edition of the Master
Debates
with Brian Stackpole and
Nicholas Netto.
As we cordially invite you to listen to our decorum of debates. This time around, we're going to oscillate from fighting and beverages into a complex love dynamic, which is Edward Cullen versus Jacob from the Twilight movies.
A love triangle, if you will.
It all circles around Bella, who is the Bella of the ball. Get it? And basically what we're going to do is decide who is better fit for Bella. Is it Edward? That's who I'm saying. It's Edward. It's Edward. Or is it Jacob, who Nick's going to try to debate and say it's his side. Good luck, my friend.
Thank you.
So, you know what? I'll let you start off the proceedings this time around on why you think Jacob should be Bella's choosing.
Ow! Werewolves. Jacob is a werewolf. He's also Bella's best friend. I'm not going to sit here and try to even tell you that I know much about the Twilight movies. Okay. I watched them back in the day, but unlike previous debates that we have done on this, I did not do very much research. I think that this is the first one where I am set up to deliberately fail, but I will do my best to hold my own. And I can hold my own. Jacob, as I said, is Bella's best friend. Every person should have a best friend named Jacob. I'm going to put that out there. And I think that ultimately it should have been Jacob instead of Edward. But as we know in the end, Edward and Bella got married, and Jacob ended up imprinting himself on their daughter. Which is weird if you think about it, but we don't need to get into it. And that's all I got until I go into my argument. So it's
okay. That's fine.
It's all you.
So you just basically brought up that Jacob's weird and sort of like a variant of a, I don't know, pedophile. I'm just gonna say that's a hard way to open your argument, but whatever. I'm gonna start with an opening little salvo here, and again, this all breaks down, in my opinion, to soulmates, right? This is basically the gist of it. You're looking for a soulmate. Bella is a unique individual, and I kind of think that she deserves a soulmate. Don't we all? We all deserve a soulmate.
Well,
when I look for a soulmate in somebody, in particular, this time Bella, because that's the prompt, I look for a couple different things. Protection, health, happiness, time allotted, devotion, and more importantly, like all relationships, love. When I look at those barometers of protection, health, time, devotion, love, there's no real debate. There is one man who cares more than anything else for Bella, and it's none other than Edward. Edward doesn't do anything to really not have Bella's best interests in mind. Even when he pushes her away, he does it under the guise of it being for the better good of Bella. And that is why, in just the truest, smallest sense, he is the best fit for young Bella.
I think it's my turn.
Yeah, it is your turn. Try to bring up some points then. I'd like to see it.
They got married when they were 18. It's a little bit young to be married. I'd even say that to a friend of mine who got married at 18. I don't think that you know enough about a person when you were dating the short amount of time that they were. And to make a rash decision to get married at 18, maybe Jacob could have had a bit more chance. Even somewhere in the books and movies, I think, which I'm actually pretty positive, it was said that if he had a little bit more time, Bella would have chosen Jacob. I think when it comes to time, time tells all. When it comes to love, time is the captain. Love and time are very close together. And if Jacob just had a little bit more time, I think ultimately we would have seen a different ending. But hey, don't you dare talk. I did get help from my sister.
Okay, good.
And my sister said that I was dumb. I asked a girl at work, and she asked me, "Why did you choose this? Why did you choose clearly the losing side?" So I just want to preface this whole argument with this one was Brian's idea, and he set me up to fail.
You picked Jacob, by the way.
I
when
did.
We picked
I
it.
don't know why. It was okay. So maybe it's my fault. But okay. Hold on. This one we're going way off format here.
Yeah, go on. Try to defend your points. Would you basically just give it up to me? That's fine.
Werewolves are better than vampires. Go.
Okay. So you mentioned about being young, and if Jacob had longer time, I mean, too young. I would counter in, though, Edward is not young. He may be always a 17-year-old forever. He's always going to be young, but he's been around since the early 1900s. I mean, he fought in World War I. So, I mean, he's old enough to know what he's doing. She might not be, but he definitely knows what's going on because he's literally, like, immortal. So, I mean, that's just one easy point. Also, he's a much better man. Do you want me to echo all the points and reasons why he's better than Jacob? I'll do it for you. You ready for this one? I'm going to go on a little tirade, if that's fine. Since your argument's basically like, hey, I was thrown into this unwinnable, tenable situation. Blah, blah, blah,
that is not what I sound like.
Oh, I'm Nick, and I can't win this debate because I can't debate for Jacob.
My name is Brian, and this is why Edward's better than Jacob.
Okay, you ready for this one?
Okay, I'll sit here.
First of all, he can always protect Bella because he never needs to sleep. Vampires don't have to sleep. He can literally watch over her. If there's someone after him, he can just literally just sit there in the corner and be like, yo, what's up? I'm going to watch you. It's kind of creepy, but, I can do it. And in that time, he can learn skills. He's a piano virtuoso because he had all the allotted time to be able to do that because he could do it because he's got no sleep. Imagine what you could do with no sleep. You could probably win Bella's heart, too. Such as one. So much more production. I mean, think about what you could do with the extra 8 hours plus of the day. He can live forever. He can live forever, bro. He never has to die. Are you kidding me? He can also change Bella, which he ultimately does, into a vampire so she can live forever.
Wow.
Another win for me. So they can stay young and virile, always enjoying things. Imagine what you could do with all that time, living forever and always being young. Endless money, awesome, crushing it. Also, werewolves can die pretty easily, right? I mean, come on. I mean, look at the werewolves. I mean, that's stupid. Who would want to be a werewolf if you could be a vampire? And even the sun thing, it's not like a normal vampire. Their vampire structure, they like sparkle a little bit more than anything else. So it's not like they're going to go out and be like, the sun kills me. This light here, it kills me. No, they kind of sparkle. It'd be like a little sparkle on my face. That'd be pretty good. Pretty nice and easy. And vampires are just cooler in general. Name me like all the various vast movies, Nick, that have featured werewolves. Like Teen Wolf, Werewolves of London. What else you got?
I want to say real quick, thank you for including me in your argument so I have something to do while I just sit here and play with my thumbs.
Exactly. Name some cool werewolf movies other than Werewolves of London and
I
Teen
thought you
Wolf.
said name cool vampire. Okay, werewolf movies.
I mean, there's endless vampire movies because they're bomb.
Wolverine.
Not a werewolf.
No, he's not.
Thank you. That's my point. And you know the best part about it, Nick, is that they're not even werewolves. They're shapeshifters. So, I mean, do you even defeat the purpose if they're not even werewolves?
Who did you...
They're shapeshifters.
Where did you get this information? Who did you talk to?
I watched the movies.
No, you did not, because I asked you before
movies.
this. You said you watched them a long time ago. There's no way you retained that much Twilight information. You're bullshitting. Who did you talk to?
I've researched all this. They're shapeshifters. And they only shapeshift when they're around vampires. So they can't even access their powers unless they're around other vampires, bro. Come on. What a useless power. Vampires are always going to be vampires. Werewolves, shapeshifters, aren't shapeshifters unless they have other vampires around. So they almost need vampires, the cool people, to be acting cool around them.
What's Edward's last name?
Cullen. Cullen. Boom, baby.
Mine's Jacob Black.
Yeah. I've got more points, but I'll let you refute some of these as well, so you don't have to wait forever.
No, shut your mouth. I will say this, no matter how this argument goes, if people choose to watch this, which I think they will, there will always be Team Edward and Team Jacob. So I can have other people in the comments fight better than I did.
Good luck.
They will.
Good luck.
They will. Listen, Brian, I'm just saying, I think at the end of the day, this is going to be a short argument.
You still have nothing. Okay.
Okay, Brian, you can hammer this into the ground, but you might as well hit that gavel because there's not much left.
Oh, I'm not going to gavel yet because I have more stuff to just completely destroy Jacob with. Next. You ready for this?
Yep.
Athletic and mental gifts. When they played baseball, all the vampire people really enjoyed themselves. And you know what? Because they were badass athletic dudes. He can read people's minds, Edward can. He can do whatever he wants to. Other cool stuff like that. Vampires have cool traits. What do the shapeshifters have? Oh, I could run fast, but I can train it into a wolf and be all body hairy and stuff. Also, weird thing. Taylor Lautner's character, Jacob Blatt, completely hairless, but then turns into a werewolf and then covered in hair. Like, it's kind of defeats the purpose. Shouldn't they have, like, a ton of, like, hair and stuff? Just gonna put that out there. Just put it out there. Number 2, Jacob doesn't consent. You always have to have consent. He kisses Bella when she doesn't want to be kissed, man. And she's like, no, don't do that. And he's like, no, I'm going to lay the smooch on you. You got to have consent. Not cool. Also, Edward's the better man. When they do get married, you know what he does? He sends her a wedding invite. Sends Jacob, that is,
him.
not her.
Him.
Yeah, sends him a wedding invite. I mean, that's shows he's a better man. And then finally, the imprinting thing is just weird as all hell. Who imprints a newborn baby, especially as like almost an 18-year-old? Like, he's imprinting, which is basically becoming a soulmate with like a baby. Like, that's super creepy, man. Super creepy. Not a big fan of the super creepy imprinting, but that's Jacob for you. He's like, whatever, I'm going to live a little longer because I'm a shapeshifter and I'm going to imprint on this baby so she has no free will. It's called grooming.
It's called grooming.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I think it's time we probably hit the gavel.
Do you want to rebuttal at all?
Brian, look at me. Look at me.
You were just literally drinking.
You are looking at a man who has nothing. I think that the one thing we can get out of, I'll save it for the closing argument. Never mind. What was that? Was that the gavel?
That was the gavel for your closing arguments. Go ahead, sir.
I think that what we can learn from all this is that Brian Stackpole, of famous Bangor fame, is a in-closet Twilight fan. And everybody...
Fake news.
Everybody should make fun of him for it. I will end with this. I got set up to fail. I asked, like I said, 2 different people, went on various websites. I typed in on Google, why is Jacob better for Bella than Edward? And every article was like, who the this stupid?
What a dumbass.
Who would write this in? Because at the end of the movies, who does she go with? She goes with the creepy ass vampire dude. Brian's over here playing with his dog like he's king friggin' shit. He's got everything. Here I am. I got a squishy ball because there's nothing. I have articles I wrote like 2 articles. And each one of them are like, wow, this argument's dumb. I dragged them from Google. I got set up to fail. I'm never going to let this down once. You are in closet Twilight fan. You need help. And everyone's going to make fun of you for it when they watch this. But I will have people fight my argument for me in the comments because Team Jacob all the way. Am I right?
Crowdsourcing, huh? Interesting. My dog's pretty akin to like a werewolf.
Yeah, your dog's Jacob.
And he's also on Team Edward because he's a smart dog. Just gonna put that out there. Gonna put it down.
He looks like Edward.
All right. When I think about love, I really think about who will be there for me, and there's no one who will be there for Bella.
There's no one that will be there for you.
Probably. But there's no one who will be there for Bella more than Edward Cullen. Because he loves her from the second he sees her. He even leaves and comes back and tries to push her away so many times, but then ultimately comes back. They get married, they have kids. And even if Nick brought up the points, if he actually even argued this, I would give it to him, like, notwithstanding the marriage and everything, because she does end up ending with Edward in the end, but there's still, it's no comparison. He can always watch after her, can always be around her, can protect her, immortal, they can stay young forever. Who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want that? And ultimately she chooses him because he's not a weird groomer, a-hole, non-consenting shapeshifter.
Don't point at me and say groomer a-hole.
Groomer, shapeshifter.
You are a shapeshifter.
He's also not a hothead, non-consenting jerk. I mean, it's evidently that he's into the little girls and stuff too, so Jacob is it's a bad character. He got worse and worse as the show went on.
There was a show?
The movie. As the movie went on, it got worse and worse for Jacob. So that's why I choose to take Edward and defend him and say he's the best, because much like he shines in the sunlight, he shines in Bella's love as well.
People are going to look at this debate. They're going to say this is the dumbest debate that they ever could have done.
You just suck at debating. You are not the master of debate.
Whoa. Maybe not this time, but the other two debates we did, the Coke versus Pepsi, you all remember that one? That was a good one.
This one was not your best. I remember when we picked out the prompt, I was like, we should do Edward versus Jacob. And I was like, who do you want? Because I always give you usually first right of refusal. Yeah. And you said vehemently, I remember this to a T, I want Jacob. And I was like, okay.
I Edward.
Funeral made. And you know what? If I had had Jacob, I probably would have convinced you the same way I did this time around. Another win. Another one.
I'm about to unplug everything.
That's going to do it, though, for this edition of the Master Debates. If you do want to help Nick out, feel free in the comments section to help Nick, because he made the worst debates ever. I mean, Edward all the way. And I think he's probably like the worst vampire ever, too, man. And he still kicked your ass. That's so bad. Anyways, for Nick, who is a werewolf guy, I guess. I don't know. I'm Brian Stackpole saying, see you next week.
Go screw.